Yeah, that's right. That's us. Yeah. Hi guys, we got the most number of people, I think, but we're going to try to keep this to be the shortest presentation. Let's see how we do. When we started, we thought that we were super special when we came up with theater as part of our stuff, and now of course we're like, oh man, look at all this awesome stuff. So WhAT stands for Warehouse Architecture Theater. We started in college together, went to Syracuse University in New York, and now we're all out of school, we all have day jobs, but we have all sorts of crazy extracurricular stuff we do in our free time.
So the origins of WhAT, it was started by a couple of architecture students because they wanted to pursue other creative outlets, which was specifically theater. It was specifically for architecture students because, like a lot of you know, we tend to not have the easiest schedules, not a lot of time to do what we want to do in our free time, or sleep a lot. So that's what it was meant originally for. I got involved when these guys were graduating. I got involved specifically with marketing and poster design, and it went along with a lot of the different types of activities we did, which were community-driven within the architecture school of getting together and being physically active, socially active, and generally just having a lot of fun with theater, with graphic design, with architecture.
All right, so 2010 was a rough year to graduate into the architecture field. So we got into doing design competitions as a way of, for some of us, filling the time that we didn't have working at a job, and for some of us, just for fun. This was the first one we did. It was a project for a temporary theater at a artists' community outside of Chicago. We designed, the brief included this sort of, it needs to come up fairly quickly, and then it needs to be recyclable and reusable. So we hit on using the pallets and apple crates and umbrellas to create this theater landscape. So we have that main sort of theater thing there, as well as these little lanterns out here using these umbrellas. So we did this from, at the time, all of us were living in different places, doing this over Skype and stuff. And we've since done a bunch of other competitions. So this touches on the sort of theater and architecture and that sort of stuff. So, next.
All right, this is rapid fire here, yes. Okay, so the next competition I'm going to talk about is Dramatic Threshold, where we started to take this theater installation ideas back into the architecture world a little bit. And this is in California, in a small town called San Luis Obispo on the Central Coast, at California Polytechnic, where we decided to create a threshold at an awkward choke point in public space, where people had to interact and come in through this very strange-looking dramatic threshold. Very simple, but kind of inviting, with this curtain blowing in the wind and interesting lighting, and just trying to bring people in. And I was involved more in the construction aspect, which is where we started trying to bring in physical construction into more of our projects and trying to physically build more of these ideas we had, starting at this scale and hopefully getting to different scales and different projects all over the place.
And we still keep the theater thing going. I love theater. I've written some plays, some of them get accepted to festivals. This is a couple plays that we've done in New York City recently. You'll recognize that guy. He played a character named General David Bowie in a play that was kind of parodying the Hunger Games and some of these dystopian things lately. The plays that we've done in New York City, we do a lot with kind of interactive projections. We try to find unconventional things to construct our sets out of. You'll see a lot of cardboard in the kind of stuff we do. And we try to keep the projections, we try to do like a mixed medium thing. So this was a play I did about a video game called The Sims that some of you might have played. Of course, it started as a video game. We tried to take some of those elements and bring it into a theater environment, have very interactive projections that would kind of emulate some of the ideas that are going on in this game where you're basically playing God. And now that's actually being made into a short film, so it's this kind of translation thing we enjoy doing from one medium to another. So we've also done some more like straightforward game design. Recently there was a game jam, New York City, well, it was everywhere, it was a global game jam, and we went and attempted, at least in 48 hours, to make this kangaroo-themed infinite runner called Walkabout. And at the time, none of us really knew that much about programming, So we tried real hard, and this was programmed by one of the, thankfully, non-WhAT people, because they knew a lot, but going to this event and seeing these amazing games that are made in such a short time has really inspired all of us, but I know especially me, because I'm sort of the strictest game designer on this team, not really an architect. So, this is me being useless and not knowing how to code. But next year, when we go, I will be this guy being helpful and teaching someone else how to code in Unity. So hopefully we can do some fun technical stuff here to bring it up.
Hi, I'm Morgan. So Rum Run is actually a board game that we worked on along a similar vein. It's Alex's entry to a contest hosted by a site called The Game Crafter, which I don't know if they operate internationally or if it's just the US, but what they do is you upload, your files for cards or boards, and then they do high-quality printing of prototypes that you can also sell through the site. But periodically they host these competitions. This one was to mash up 2 existing games. Alex worked with Dominoes and Mancala, and eventually it took on a Prohibition theme. Not sure how familiar everyone is with American Prohibition, but in the 20s, alcohol is basically banned. And so the theme of the game is that you're building these secret roads out to distilleries that are hidden in the forest and bringing the alcohol back to the town so that everyone can celebrate, despite the legal framework under which it's happening. I came in at this point basically to turn his contest-winning game into a more refined version. I actually worked primarily as a graphic designer, so that was my contribution to the process.
We're Team Hannigan. We're so happy to be here. Thanks so much. Good night.